Anyway, our last but not least presentation by Team Soulo Ahrefs.
Hello guys, my name is Tim, I'm from Ahrefs, and I'm very excited to be a part of WebPromo SEOday online conference. So I was given 7 questions. I have some notes here, as you can see, and I have only 20 minutes to answer them. So this talk will be quite short and value-packed, so please don't go anywhere. I'll try to keep it quick. And here is the first question. For most users, Ahrefs is a link analysis tool. What link metrics are actual as of today, and how does Ahrefs react on algorithm changes? This is a great question, and first of all, I wanted to address the very first part, which says that Ahrefs is a link analysis tool. Actually, we are now much more than just a link analysis tool, and this is our huge challenge because we need to change the perception of the whole SEO community so that they stop thinking of us as just backlink analysis and explore all other awesome tools that we have in our tool set. But I guess I'm going to talk about it when answering other questions. So let's talk about metrics. Here at Ahrefs, we do have regular studies and we check the correlation of our metrics with high rankings in Google, and we do compare the quality of our metrics to our competitors, but I won't share with you any of our findings because some people might just say that we're making it up and doing the study so that it would seem to be in our favor. But luckily for us, Moz did a recent study, 2015 ranking factors, and they actually reached out to us and asked to tap into our data, which we allowed them to do. I think most of you guys are already familiar with the results of this study because it was published on Moz blog. But I wanted to show you just 2 slides from that study that can easily be found in SlideShare account of friend Fishkin. So let me find them. Okay, so look at this slide, which shows you the page authority correlation, the number of unique IPs correlation, number of C blocks, number of root domains, and number of subdomains. These are the metrics of Moz, and when you click to go to the next slide, you'll see metrics of Ahrefs, and they took only 3 of our metrics, but as you can see, our correlation is at 0.35 when their correlation is at 0.3. So as far as you can see, our metrics are a little bit better than metrics of Moz, and I wonder why they didn't include our URL authority, because it would be interesting to see which correlates better, the page authority of Moz or the URL rank of Ahrefs. I guess if any one of you would decide to do this kind of study, let us know and we'll give you access to our data to check it. Okay, now about the algorithm changes. I guess you guys want to know if we monitor Google as precisely as, for example, Bill Slawski does. I'm not sure that we go as deep as Bill Slawski, but here's the interesting fact. We're actually building our own search engine, and this is kind of our internal tool, and whenever we update our metrics and update our index, we check the quality of search results in our own search. And when you have your own search engine, a lot of things become quite obvious to you. For example, you can easily see which links you should count in ranking pages and which links are actually garbage and shouldn't be counted. So the next question goes like this. Question number 2. Can you compare Google index and the Ahrefs index? What percentage of links you can't find? This is a tricky question actually, but I'm glad you're bringing this up. We can't find everything. It's just a matter of adding a few dozen servers to our system, and this can be done in like 1 week or so. But right now we're at the point where we no longer care about the size of our index as much as we care about the freshness and the quality of data that we have there. Speaking about the freshness of our index, a few weeks ago I've been to PubCon conference and I had a chance to talk to some of the most experienced SEOs in the world. And what they told me is that the reason they love data from Ahrefs is because it's super fresh, so that when they download some backlink data from us and run it through some third-party checker that will check if the link's alive, they can discover that actually a very high percentage of links that we think are live are actually live. Which is not always the case with our competition. And I'm sure if you did this kind of checking of our data, you also should know that. So freshness is where we actually invest lots of resources, and this means that not only will we crawl billions of pages per day, we actually re-crawl billions of pages per day as well to make sure that the backlink data that you get from us is as fresh as it can possibly be. Now about the quality of our backlink data. If you ever try to export some backlinks to a certain website, open them in Excel and manually check them, I'm sure you've seen lots of garbage. Like some links are duplicated, some sites use like certain scripts that generate a numerous number of like pretty similar links with some kind of appended parameters and stuff like this, which don't actually make sense to a user, and I'm sure Google knows how to filter these links too. So what we do is we teach our crawlers to identify the garbage and not index it. So we try to bring you only the backlinks that make sense and that we think that Google does count in its ranking algorithm. Okay, and to answer your question on how our index is compared to Google, I'll just say this. To the best of my knowledge, Google crawls about 20 billion pages per day. Well, here at Ahrefs, we crawl 4 billion pages per day, which is kind of less than Google, but it's like big enough to keep our index fresh and clean. So that's it. Now let's get to the third question. You have 3 new tools: Content Explorer, Positions Explorer, Keywords Explorer. Which of them is the most successful? What data can you get from them that you can find in the other sources? Well, I'm afraid these 3 tools that you've named are not really new, actually, because after adding these ones, we have added quite a few more. For example, we have added Positions Tracker, which is basically a rank tracker, and we've added a Link Intersect tool, which is also a great tool to find the intersecting sites that link to your competition but don't link to you. But since, as you already know, most people think of Ahrefs as a backlink checker, of course our most popular tool is Site Explorer, the tool that checks your backlink data. But even Site Explorer, I can't call it an old tool actually, because almost every week we're adding new functionality to Site Explorer. For example, one of the latest features that were added is an ability to filter backlinks by language, so that you can check the language of the page that links to you. This is very handy when you need to identify like low quality links that come from Chinese sites, for example. Another feature that we have added to Site Explorer is an option to filter backlinks by the platform. For example, you can only filter backlinks from WordPress sites. And one of my favorite filters that was added recently is group similar links. When answering the previous question, I was talking about all that garbage that we try to avoid, but still our crawlers do index some like duplicated stuff. And when you switch the group similar links filter on, it will do a pretty great job of grouping these links into one. And when you export the report, it becomes very actionable and very convenient. So I highly recommend you to try it. Okay, and just a few more words about Content Explorer. It actually surprises me that a lot of people who pay for Ahrefs don't actually pay attention to this tool, and yet all of them know about BuzzSumo. Well, Content Explorer is basically a competitor to BuzzSumo, and as far as I know, we have a better index than BuzzSumo, and at some point we find new articles quicker than BuzzSumo, and we also have some neat graphics that show you how the shares grow over time, how links grow over time. So I highly recommend you to check it. All in all, I could talk about different Ahrefs tools and Ahrefs features that we are adding to our system for hours. And since I have only 20 minutes, here's what I'm going to do. Go to YouTube, search for Ahrefs, and you're going to find our YouTube channel. And on this channel, I have like lots of tutorials where I show you different features and different tools and how to use them. So let's get to the next question. What is the main difference between Ahrefs and its main competitors? You guys keep asking tricky questions, don't you? So here is how I'm going to answer. I guess the main difference between Ahrefs and other companies is the size of the team. I'm not sure if you know, but we are very, very small. For example, I believe Moz have about 150 people in their team. SEMrush, I think they have about 200 people in their team. And Ahrefs has only 20 people in our team. And I actually consider this to be our huge advantage because it allows us to move very, very fast. Lean startup and all that stuff. For example, whenever I have an idea of some cool new feature or maybe even a cool tool, it takes only 15 minutes for me to discuss it with everyone, with the backend guys, with the front-end guys, with our CEO, and we immediately put it in some place in our roadmap and decide when we want to release it. And if you were following our blog, I'm sure you could see that every week we are releasing something new. I'm not sure if any of our competitors move as fast as we do. Please correct me if I'm being wrong here. Okay, and question number 5. Can you share 5 best practices or secrets of using Ahrefs tools? Nope, I can't. You're giving me only 20 minutes for the whole talk, and then you're asking me to share 5 best practices which can take me like a few hours easily. But actually the best part about this question is that when speaking about the best practices and the hacks of using Ahrefs tools, quite often our customers know much more hacks and ways to use Ahrefs tools than we actually do. For example, quite recently, one of our customers recorded an amazing video tutorial about stealing SEO traffic from your competition. And once we published this video on YouTube, to date it has over 100,000 views, and people are like saying thank you, liking this video, sending it to their friends. So I highly recommend you to check it out. And in any case, we've been investing a lot of our time into creating cool learning materials and showing you different ways to use the variety of Ahrefs tools, and all of that is being published on our YouTube channel. So again, I have to promote our YouTube channel. Go search for it, subscribe, and check out the videos. I promise there are some cool tips that you're going to enjoy a lot. So the answer to this question, just go and check our YouTube channel. Sorry guys, that is everything that I can fit in the 20 minutes presentation. Question number 6, and it goes like this. How does Ahrefs find the redirects to a site? Is it usually 100% accurate, or is it likely that many redirected links are missed? God, you're asking so great questions. I'm speechless. It's a perfect question, and it's very timely actually. Guys, if you're involved into affiliate marketing, you want to stop what you're doing and listen to the answer. So if someone is linking to a website through a redirect, we are not able to track it. Or maybe we are. Actually, by the time you watch this video, Ahrefs might be able to decode the redirect chains. We're working on this feature like right now, and we're getting close to releasing it, but I'm not sure if we will be able to do this till 6th of November. But what I can say, this would be a huge feature for affiliate marketers, because think about it, you basically will be able to download all redirect chains for any website and find all people, all affiliates that are promoting this site just by searching for their affiliate ID. This is huge, and I'm personally really looking forward to this feature being released. So just follow the updates on Ahrefs blog, and you will see once we release this awesome feature of tracking redirect chains. Okay, and the last question I have, question number 7. Do you think that many sites block Ahrefs in robots.txt from crawling them? Great question. Well, according to our records, only a very tiny percentage of sites do this. Because think about it, who would care about Ahrefs robot visiting their site? Of course, this would be some kind of black hat SEO who is building a private blog network, and who doesn't want his competition to know that he is building links from this private blog network. But blocking our crawler with robots.txt is actually not a problem. But what we see guys do other than that is trying to block our crawlers in some other sophisticated ways. I can't tell you for sure how they do this, because it's like a little bit too technical for me. But what I can say is that they're shooting themselves in the foot actually, because Google can quickly realize that they're trying to block some third-party crawlers from accessing their site in some kind of sophisticated way, and use it as like a little red flag, and then I guess, I don't know, maybe manually check their site and see that this looks like a private blog network, and then go and apply some kind of penalty to all sites that use this sophisticated way to block third-party crawlers. While we think that when you block our crawler with robots.txt, this is not a red flag to Google. So if for some reason you would like to block our crawler from visiting your site, use robots.txt and you'll be fine. And I guess that's it. 7 questions and precisely 20 minutes. Well, to be honest, I had to revisit my videos and edit out a few things here and there to keep it short. But anyway, I hope you learned something about Ahrefs today, and if you have any more questions, feel free to tweet me or send me an email at teamsolo@ahrefs.com. And I also want to say huge thanks to guys from WebPromo Experts for inviting us to participate. I had a great time answering all these tricky questions. And to everyone watching, good luck with your SEO and marketing, guys. See you around.